determination from the jury.
All right, the judge is on the bench. In Michael Keetley's case, there's a note from the jury. Let's go inside.
The jury has not reached a unanimous verdict, period. The jury is hung, period. This is not going to change, period. And then it is signed and dated by the foreperson of the jury. By law, it is now a mistrial. So I will declare it as such at this time. We'll bring the jury in. I'll thank them. I'll discharge them, and then we'll discuss further proceedings. Anything from the state?
No, sir.
All right, let's bring in the jury.
Okay. The jury cannot reach a verdict. He's going to bring them in and dismiss them. I'm still here with Kimberly Bandeau, Joseph Marone. Give me your thoughts.
This is what definitely that we anticipated. And I said, during the break that I thought it would be lunchtime, especially given the fact that they were like, no, we're not going to be able to do it.
Right. And Joseph, he wore a brighter color today, Michael Keetley, that is. He didn't seem too disappointed that the jury couldn't reach a decision because ultimately that's a win for the defense, right?
Yes, I mean, they weren't great. I mean, thanks to his lawyers, they did an excellent job of obviously raising a lot of doubt here and at least finding a few jurors to take his side and dig in. So a hung jury for this case is a complete win. And, obviously, anytime you got to retry a case, it's always better for the defense because you got to, really see how a lot of these witnesses play out, and you can really kind of figure your strategy out the second time around.
That's a good point. Okay, the judge is talking. Let's listen in.
We have a fourth communication from you, which I'll now refer to as the final communication. I'll simply read it for the record. It is signed by the foreperson, but because I've read the previous three, I'll read this one just to make sure there's no misunderstanding. But it reads, upon further deliberation and discussion, the jury has not reached a unanimous verdict, period. The jury is hung, period. This is not going to change, period. And then again, it is signed and dated by the foreperson of the jury. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I am declaring a mistrial in the case. I am going to release you, but first I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your very hard work, for your dedication, and for your patience with us over the past 3 weeks. I cannot express how much we appreciate that, and thank you. I am going to release you at this time of all my previous restrictions about not doing any research, not looking up things, not talking to people. You can do all of that now. You can go and watch and read news reports if you wish. You can talk to your friends and family members if you wish. I do not allow the attorneys to have direct contact you, but if you wanted to contact the attorneys, that's entirely up to you if you wanted to ask questions or anything like that. But also, your deliberations back in that jury room are protected. No one can force you to talk about those deliberations except by court order. But again, it's entirely up to you if you wish to discuss anything about your deliberations in the jury room. It is 11:14, so it's before lunch. I did not get to provide you lunch, but I am releasing you now, and I'm not going to call your employers and let them know you got out of here at 11:14. So it's entirely up to you what you do with the rest of the day. I do wish that you have a very nice weekend. It's supposed to be cold this weekend, but I wish you a nice weekend. At this time, though, we've been together a long time. This is the last time that I'm going to say goodbye. So please, we thank you very much for your important service. All rise for the jury. They'll hand them to them. I forgot. Bob, you got letters for them? Yeah. Jury has exited. Everyone may be seated. All right. Florida Rule of Criminal Procedure 3.191M requires, that's the speedy retrial rule, that the case be retried within 90 days. So I'm going to go ahead and set it for trial within 90 days. Obviously, that can be waived just like the speedy trial rule, 180 days, which was waived in this case, obviously, since we're 10 years in. But the rule requires 90 days, so I'm going to go ahead and reset it while we're here. Actually, it's going to be within the recapture period. I'm going to set it for June 8th for 3 weeks, June 8th, 15th, and 22nd. I'll give you a status for April 24th at 9 a.m. Yes, Mr. Pruner.
On my calculations, That's outside 90 days. May 20th would be the 90th day.
Well, and I said it's in the recapture period.
I'd ask, did we not get set the recapture
Oh.
period?
All right, let me just see what we had a trial that I'll just have to send back to a division or something. That happened to be a 3-week block that I canceled a RICO trial got continued.
I understand, but I mean, if there is a witness concern,
No, I know. I wasn't completely comfortable, but I'm fine. I'm fine moving it within the 90 days. I just have to
So it would,
do something with another trial that I have.
the trial would start May 11th, so it would be May 11th, May 18th, May 25th, which has a holiday in that third week. Just the
All right, I don't think that's a problem, and Mr. Pruner, is the state all right with that? That's within the 90 days, you're comfortable?
May 11th?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, that'll be the new trial date. I'm going to leave the April 24th status date in case there's anything that we need to discuss at that time. As I said, the defense is always welcome if you want to waive that. I'm not putting you on the spot or asking for that now. I wanted to get it set so that we have it set. If there's a motion to continue, we can always address that or any other issues. Is there anything else from the defense,
No, Your Honor.
from the state?
Yes, the state would orally move to have the evidence introduced in this trial by the state, released to the state and from the clerk's office
Yeah.
to our custody and possession.
You see any problem with that?
Like what, no, and
You want
likewise-
your stuff back too?
Yeah, likewise to the.
I will grant that. I will also say, this is an opportunity for the sides. This is not my first day. I have had trials that have resulted in a hung jury and have come back and been retried and resulted in a hung jury again. I've had trials that come back and have resulted in a guilty verdict. I've had trials that come back and resulted in a not guilty verdict. But this is an opportunity for the sides. Not only will things possibly change and their cases perhaps get better, but also it's an opportunity to go back to the drawing board regarding discussions and trying to resolve the case. Because as we see, 12 jurors were unable to reach a unanimous verdict in this case. So it's just something, food for thought in discussing the case. But otherwise, we have a trial date set, we have a status date set, and we'll address any issues that come up between now and then. All right, I'll sign that order releasing the information, the evidence back to you. Thank you all again very much. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Judge.